Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk about repairing or replacing doorknobs and deadbolts. And this includes levers, knobs, handles, single cylinder, double cylinder deadbolts. It includes all of the above. And the pricing that I give you in this video does include rekeying to match existing, as well as general tightening of everything and adjustment of the strike plates as necessary. On every standard door job I do, I'm going to check the hinges first and make sure they're all tight. Then I'm going to check the weather stripping and make sure it's in good condition. Then I'm going to check to see that the doorknob latches at just the right spot where the entire door is touching the weather stripping gently, but not squeezing it, so there's not a lot of pressure pushing back. And then I'm going to set the deadbolt last. And I'm going to perform all of these actions on every single door that I do, regardless of what the write-up is. I'm always going to leave every single door in that condition. Now, in every video I do in this How Much to Charge series, including this one, I'm going to walk you through my pricing for common handyman jobs. We're going to talk about what I charge for each task as a standalone job and what I charge for them as an add-on to an existing job. I'm also going to tell you about some additional free resources that I have for you, including how to download my actual pricing line items and other pricing information that I have for you guys for free. But first, I need to take 1 minute to cover a few disclaimers. Number one, every state has different laws. Do not do work that you're not legal to do. Number two, my pricing videos are intended to cover labor only. Materials cost what they cost, and I don't mark up my materials, at least not by any significant degree. I account for all materials procurement and handling with the labor cost for each job. Number three, my pricing is for my business model, my skill set, my clients, my city, and all of my other unique circumstances. I do not share my pricing with you so that you can copy and paste it directly into your business. I share it with you so you can have a good starting point to jump off from as you learn how to price your own work. Number four, my pricing changes for a multitude of reasons over time and will continue to do so. That's life. Deal with it. Number five, when in doubt, figure out how much time you'll need and try to charge at least $100 per hour or $2 per minute. And number six, my pricing is based on typical jobs on typical homes in otherwise a serviceable condition. There are exceptions to every rule, and I can't list them all, although I'll try to list the most common ones. All right, now since the process for both repair or replacement of a doorknob is basically the same process, you've got to take something off and you've got to put a new something back on. Because of that, my labor cost for both repair and replacement is the same labor cost. I charge a minimum $150 trip fee to install and rekey a maximum of 4 doorknobs or deadbolts, assuming the door and the frame are already properly mortised for them. I rekey every single new doorknob and deadbolt, which takes about 2 minutes to do, and I match that to the existing keys on that home. To make the rekeying easy, I use 𝗕𝗦𝗢𝗕𝗕𝗏 security security hardware, and no, they're not paying me to say that. I just think they have a great rekeyable system that anyone can learn how to do in about 2 minutes. So after the first 4 priced at $150, I charge another $30 for each additional doorknob or deadbolt that I install, and I also charge $30 each to install or repair them as an add-on to an existing punch list where my trip fee's already been covered. So it doesn't matter whether it's a one-off and I've already done 4, I'm now charging $30 for each additional one, or if this is some other job, some other punch list, and we're just adding 1 or 2 or 3, they're going to be $30 each once that trip fee's been taken care of. Included in that price is a tightening of the hinges, inspection of the weather stripping, not replacement, just inspection, and adjustment of the strike plate if necessary. If the weather stripping needs to be replaced, I usually do that for an additional $32, labor only, and I usually carry weather stripping in inventory in the van, but that'll be covered on a different video that I'm going to do later on more in depth. So at 10 minutes of labor for each doorknob or deadbolt, including rekeying, this comes out to about $3 per minute or $180 per hour. Keep in mind these prices are labor only and also apply to handles, levers, interior, exterior, all of the things that attach to the door that can lock it to the frame. This standardized pricing is to make sure that my client's perception is that they receive uniform pricing over time. Even if some of these jobs take a little bit longer than the others, it all averages out for me over time, and it gives them uniform pricing. So moving on to some pro tips on every single door. You want to tighten down the hinges with new hardware if necessary first. Always make sure the hinges are absolutely solid before you touch anything else on that door or door frame. Second, if this is an exterior door, you want to check the weather stripping, because the next step is going to be closing the door onto the weather stripping. So you got to make sure the weather stripping is good first. Assuming it is good, the third thing you're going to do is you're going to shut the door onto the weather stripping. And what you want to find is that the latch for the doorknob latches itself fully in place with the door, gently touching all of the weather stripping, just gently. If it's pushed really hard up into the weather stripping, it's going to get a lot of tension pushing back, and it's going to be hard for children to open. So make sure that it does fully touch the weather stripping all the way around, but only gently when it's in the fully latched position. Once you have that knob set, when you've moved the strike plate wherever you need it to be so that that knob is set in the fully latched position, touching all the weather stripping, then you're going to adjust the strike plate for the deadbolt if necessary, so that that thing just goes in and out real nice and smooth when it's in that latched position. I don't know why, but a lot of times people try to go adjust deadbolt strike plates and then go adjust the latch strike plate. It's just not going to work well that way. Now, if the job doesn't actually require replacing anything at all on the door, and it's just adjustments from top to bottom, if that's all you had to do, then I'm going to charge a $150 trip fee for that if that's a standalone item. And if it's an add-on to some other job, I'm just going to charge $50 for that. That's if I do have to work on the door, but I don't actually need to replace anything. Now, another pro tip is don't forget to inspect everything in your vicinity for upselling, including checking things like the mailbox, the fascia, the window screens, the garage door weather seal, the doorbell, or the front porch light fixtures when you get out of your car and make your way up to that door in the first place. Adding additional items on top of jobs, especially if you already have inventory for those things in your van. Adding those extra items increase the revenue per job, and that's great because you didn't have to go drive across town to the next job to make that additional revenue. Now, another pro tip I learned the hard way is do not offer warranties on adjustments and alignments on wooden doors. They will continue to warp and swell with the changes in temperature and humidity, and you're going to get called back there to fix that same door over and over again if it's a solid wood door. So don't offer a warranty on that. Now, moving on to resources, I have a basic jobs list with some pricing available for you to download that details pretty much every job you're likely to be asked to do as a professional home maintenance technician. You can find it by clicking on the link at the bottom of the description in this video and in all of my videos. I also have a free masterclass that I made last year that you can take with a link in the description, or depending on when you're watching this, there will also be a new masterclass coming out in 2025 hosted at bulletproofhandyman.com. So if you're watching this later on in the future, you might just go straight to bulletproofhandyman.com and look for the masterclass there. Also, as another resource, if you have Jobber and would like to download all of my free custom line items with my custom descriptions, my custom pricing for my actual handyman business, so that you can upload them into your Jobber account, you can click on the link at the very bottom of the description of this video and of all my videos to go get my free documents, and you can actually download my custom line items from my actual Jobber account and just load them directly up into yours. I just ask that you don't try to copy and paste them directly into your business, but instead you go through them and you edit everything, including the pricing, to match your business. Use it as just a good jumping off point. You can also sign up in the description of this video or at bulletproofhandyman.com. You can sign up for free webinars that I do where I show you how I create jobs, create invoices, and create quotes and get those sent out, and sort of how I manage the workflow in my business from the moment a job shows up until the moment it's fully invoiced and paid off. Now, if you don't have Jobber and you'd like to follow along with the Jobber account inside the webinar to see whether or not you like it, or if you'd just like to try Jobber out, go to the description of this video and all of my videos, usually up near the top. I have a link for you to get a free 14-day trial of Jobber. It's going to come with a 20% off discount. That's my exclusive discount. Jobber usually has additional discounts that they'll add on top of that. But go ahead and go to the description, click on that link, get your free trial of Jobber. And then if you can, come to one of those webinars. Now, if you guys have any specific questions at all, please do email me at bulletproofhandymanbusiness.com. I am not too big or too important to answer your emails, and hopefully I won't be too big or too important to do that for a long time. So any specific questions you have, go ahead and shoot over to me at bulletproofhandymanbusiness@gmail.com. And finally, I love you guys. I hope you're out there killing it, and I'll see y'all on the next one.